So this is Mark Hill's Bad Girl Glam Wicked Waver. This is like a conical wand, apart from it has bends in it, which means that no two curls end up the same. I love that about it. You can wrap within the bends, you can wrap over the bends, you can make it as loose or as tight as you want. I haven't done my hair with this today. I was at work this morning early and I had my hair done with a conical wand. And I came home and I put a few more twists in with this and I've brushed it out so that I could show you how easy it is. Now this heats up anywhere from 120 to 200 degrees. So if you have very thick hair, I would recommend going for the higher end of that temperature spectrum, and if you have very fine hair, be a little bit more careful and start on the lower end. 120 to 140 is probably good for fine hair, and if you have very thick hair you can go up to the 200. I'm going to take this quite high and just let it heat up for a moment. So this basically is a completely new idea in terms of tonging your hair. I really like hair not being too even and too done. Often when I do tong my hair, I then mess it up afterwards, spray something through it, put a bit of wax through it, and just make it look a little bit more natural. And that's what I really like about this. It's very simple to use. Just twist as you want. And as you get towards the back, Mark suggests going a little bit looser on the curls. That's a little bit more natural, just because your hair tends to be slightly longer at the back, depending on your haircut of course. Just twist it out. But it is so simple to use. So these are currently $29.99 in Boots. They're usually $59.99, so they're currently really good value. And I do think these are even easier to use than the conical wand. One of my girlfriends who I was at school with told me the other day that there was nothing she could do to style her own hair. And I said to her, you can't even tong it? And she said no. So I think if she's watching and she knows who she is, she should get some of these because they are so easy to use. And I think curl your whole head of hair like this, section it up, put the top bit up, do all the bottom layer and keep working up and do the whole thing, and then just completely mess it up, put some hairspray through it, some wax, whatever you want to do to make it not look so neat. That's kind of the cool way to kind of do this, and I think that's kind of the feel Mark Hill is going for here with this lovely lady on the front of his box. That kind of really dishevelled, loose, natural, kind of beautiful hair. So I'm just going to quickly do all of my hair and then I'll show you what it looks like at the end. So I've very quickly and not very neatly gone over the whole of my hair with Mark Hill's Bad Girl Glam Wicked Waver. I really like the results. I was wrapping quite a bit from the top right the way down, a kind of regular twist, and it's great because you can really catch it in between each of these notches. And a few times I end up wrapping quite a bit around the end and only starting halfway down the hair. Obviously if you're wrapping from the top down you're going to get more lift at the roots. That's completely up to you if that's the sort of look you want or not. You can also just do parts of your hair and hold it on for a very brief amount of time for a very natural look. And if you really want a tong curl to stay, spray your hair with hairspray first. It doesn't sound very good for your hair, but if you really do want a curl to hold, that's how you do it. Or you can spray it immediately after, but if you hairspray right before you wrap it around the tong, it's a really good way to make your hair hold, although that does give you kind of that rock solid look, and it is a little bit nicer, especially with something like this, to have it a bit looser. I think people who are going to be buying this probably want hair that's a little bit looser. So after you use it, you can just do exactly what you want. You can loosen it out a bit, you can put some wax through the ends, or you can tip your hair upside down and spray with hairspray. I'll put a link to find the Wicked Waver right under this blog. So if you do try it and you like it, do let me know, leave me a comment. Or if you find it difficult, or if you don't like it as much, leave a comment on that too. But I think it's a really good thing. And I think if you don't have a conical wand, and especially if you've got the tongs that clamp down, which the hairdressers use in my hairdressers and they absolutely love, but they're definitely harder at home. And I definitely think you risk more hair loss because when the thing clamps down and then you try and unclip it, I always find hair gets caught. So I think the conical ones are really easy, and I think that this is particularly easy. So if you do try it, let me know if you like it.